What's up guys, Black Scout Survival, and today we're going to be going over how to build a survival kit. There's a lot of books, manuals, YouTube videos, a lot of instructors out there that give a idea or how they think that someone should build a survival kit, and today I'm going to go over what my idea behind a survival kit is, or how to build one. And this survival kit, like most survival kits, is for that 72-hour window where you're either A, waiting to receive help, get rescued, or effect a self-rescue. It will help you maintain your body's needs, your body's basic needs, as well as signal for help and affect help a search and rescue team find you. So it helps in those both situations. But this could be if you're a hiker lost in the woods, you're in a car and you're on a trip and you break down in a desolate area, you're in a tactical survival situation. This will work in all those different scenarios, and that's how I like this kit to be looked at. I feel like it's the most basic things that you need, and it could work in a lot of different scenarios. It could work if you are just out in the wilderness camping, hiking, hunting, or for that 72-hour window, or if you're in a tactical survival scenario, you just change a few of these elements, like the colors of them, and you can use this in a tactical scenario, whether it's escape and evasion or just a regular military scenario, just gear to have on you. And then number 3 is, I feel like it's good foundation or building blocks for a bug out bag, get home bag, car bag, and that kind of stuff, and just the basic stuff, and you can kind of build upon that. But what I like to use is an acronym called BACK HOME. BACK HOME means blaze and burn. And what that means is the fire starting materials and tinder. You have A, which is all-weather blanket. You have C, which is cordage. K is knife. H is headlamp. O is orienteering tools. M is metal canteen. And E is emergency signal. And I created an acronym because I'm a Marine, and Marines, we're not that smart. We need acronyms to help us remember things, but I'm just kidding. But acronyms help people remember things, and especially back home. This acronym to get you back home with these basic tools. But let's kind of go over the kit, show you some examples of it, and kind of explain the reasons behind each. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and go over blaze and burn. You need stuff to make fire, a few methods to make fire, sparking or ignition devices, and you also need a tinder, and that's why I say blaze and burn. The burnables is the tinder. But just carrying things around like a big lighter, and I recommend a Bic over any other lighter. If you're not good with these things can get wet, so having a backup would be good, or they can break because they're a mechanical device. A ferrocerium rod is good, and I like to carry mine on a knife sheath, and in a magazine article I have for American Survival Guide, I kind of talk about layering all these items. I go over all these items and kind of how you layer it on your body. But just having that there on your knife, so that way I got my cutting tool and my knife if things do go bad. But if you're not good with a spark, base fire starter, I would just get a matches or something like that. If you're not very good with that, don't carry something that you don't know how to use. Then you can obviously carry these aluminum foil nuggets, like we got a video right here that shows you how to make these. You can carry something like the fire can, and I actually have another video right here that shows how to make this. And this is a long burning system. But I like stuff that I can burn, either I make or I find, like fat wood. I'm not so much into buying stuff that I can make for cheap, make a lot of it for cheap, instead of buying this kind of stuff. The next thing is all-weather blanket. And by all-weather blanket, I mean these types that have the grommets, they're reusable, and has the mylar insides. And obviously, if you're just camper, hiker, or whatnot, you want to use something brightly colored so you can be seen, so you can get rescued. So something like this SOL is good to go for that. Then you have your regular all-weather blanket, grabber outdoors, and that's most of the time what I use. Olive drab for tactical environment, or bug out scenario, or just general camping. You know, you don't want to, you're not planning on getting a survival situation or whatnot, maybe get a red or blue or something like that. You don't necessarily have to get orange. But these are, you know, they can reflect the sun away from you in a desert environment, hot environment. You can put the Mylar silver side away from you, going towards the sun, and reflect that heat back. It can also be used to reflect that heat towards you. You know, you can start a fire and get a, you know, 75, 80 degree environment when it's, you know, 20 degrees outside, just with this blanket here and a fire. You know, you can, it's a tarp, you can rig it in a few different ways. You can lay it on the ground as a ground cloth. You can do a lot of things with it. You can also, you know, in a tactical environment, you can use this to minimize your thermal signature. So, like I said, these elements will work in both a, you know, tactical or just a general wilderness environment. The next thing is cordage. I like paracord, just good old paracord. You got inner strands you can do a lot with, or, you know, you can use bank line, whichever you like to do. This is kind of self-explanatory, and it doesn't require me to, you know, talk a lot about it. You can do a lot with cordage, and it's one of those primary things that I feel like you need. The next thing is knife, some kind of survival knife. And, you know, it doesn't have to be $1 million. You can get, you know, inexpensive quality items like this more Bushcraft Black. If you can't afford, you know, a full tang good survival knife, you can get something like this that will do the job. But in most situations, I like a 4 to 6 inch knife, full tang, you know, good handle with lanyard hole, and, you know, sharp spine. And if it doesn't have a sharp spine, then, you know, grind one down for you to spark with. But we'll go over survival knives in the future. I'll kind of go over what I like and what I don't like in a whole survival knife video. But again, you know, I like sheaths. Most all my sheaths have, you know, a fire starter affixed to them. I like to have them together. The next thing is H, which is headlamp. And I like a headlamp with a red filter, so protect my night vision. But they, you know, I have another one that has a signaling mode, so it has a strobe and can be used to signal for rescue. Obviously, you want to carry more batteries. And I like headlamps because I can actually be doing things while I have a light instead of just a handheld flashlight. So a headlamp I feel is important. The next thing is orienteering tools. And obviously you need a map of your area. You need a, you know, good compass, and I like the Sunto MC2s. You can get the globals or the regulars. I have both. I use the global when I'm outside the country, but I use this one inside the country so I don't mess up my global needle. But this has a mirror which you can, you know, check facial wounds. You can, you know, signal for rescue. And a few weeks ago we were out at a course and signaled for a airplane overhead with these. You know, so it's multifunctional. Obviously a map of your area. You know, you want to know where you're at, and if you have a map and compass, generally you can, anywhere in the US, you can effect self-rescue and make it out with just these two tools alone, where you don't need any of this other stuff. This is your primary tool. This will help you get out of a situation, you know, unless you get injured. You also need pace count beads. Don't lose, you know, your distance measuring device. You know, this is critical. And a lot of people don't like to use them, but I'm telling you, they are worth their weight in gold. They keep you very accurate distance measurement. But again, a compass and map will get you out of most any situations here in the US versus any of these other items. The next thing is a metal canteen. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Carry your water. Water is important. This can also boil water to make it pure, you know, pure for you to drink, or disinfected for you to drink, I should say, not pure, but disinfected for you to drink. And it's very durable. You're not going to break it. You know, some kind of Lexan plastic canteen, you may bust or break, and then you're out of your water carrier. This isn't going to break. The next thing is emergency signal. There's a million emergency signals out there, you know, I mean, all kinds of devices, but a good signal mirror. good strobe light, you know, a nighttime signaling device, and then a whistle. And I keep that tied to my compass. But you know, audible signal, a whistle is good for most situations where you're in a regular real world scenario. You know, you're hiking, you get lost or something like that, you can signal for help. And we'll go over whistles later on. But you know, in a tactical environment, a mirror may be better for you because you know you don't want to give away your position. And that Army back in the day actually used signal mirrors, or heliographs they call them, and ran messages across mountaintops to capture Geronimo. So these things are very effective. But again, you know, a mirror like this is good and it can be used, but you can get, you know, pinpoint accuracy with a actual signal mirror. So I definitely think glass signal mirror. You know, most of the mirrors like that are acrylic and a compass. This is a glass military style signal mirror, and they work great. And then you also have, you know, a strobe and nighttime. That way you can just sit, turn this on at night while you're resting, and hopefully somebody sees it. Other good things are smoke flares, flagging tape, stuff like that. But anyhow, that's all the gear there. Remember, back home, this gear will get you back home. And apply this to your survival kits. Let me know in comments in the box below. Check out blackscoutsurvival.com for more tips and tutorials. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.